Hi, welcome for our online training sessions. We are going to talk about the setups for the performance management here. In the setups, the first setup is a questionnaire section. So when the organizations wants to have the questions, we will go for configure the questions here. But all these questions should be given by the client. When we are implementing performance management module to the client, first we will ask our client, do you want to have a questionnaire section in your performance template? If client says that, yes, I would like to have the questions, then we will ask the client, what are the questions you would like to have in this performance template? So depends on the questions, we will go for create a questionnaire here. This questions, we can have it directly here. And we can also create a new folder. We can create a separate folder in the library, question library, and we can go for list out all the questions, whatever is required for the client. Okay, so go to question library. These are the different questions we have. These are built-in questions here. Please describe your personal strength. Please describe personal area of improvement. Indicate the improvement actions to be taken. Like this, describe areas of strength. So this is the built-in question. If at all we would like to go for customize this, we can go for customize the built-in questions, or we can go for create a new one. We have the option duplicate for copy. There are 4 types of questions here: text, response expected, single choice expected, multiple choices expected, and no response. These are 4 different types of questions we are going to have. 4 different types of questions we are going to have. Depends on the requirement, we can choose these options. Yeah. Let me go for create all these 4 different types of questions. Before that, I'll create separate folder. I'm creating my client Xerox Corporation folder name. I'm going to maintain this. Go to this folder and go for create questions. Question code is required for internal reference purpose. The client, whenever they need some information of this questions in the reporting part and all, we can use this code. It's a unique number generated by the system. And we wanted to use this in performance management module. Who is the owner of this question? Current employee. Which folder you are going to save this particular question? So and so folder. What is the status of this question, whether it is active or inactive or draft. Like to make it as active. Public means other users also can access these questions in their template. Private means only this owner can access this particular question in the performance template. Others cannot access. Others cannot access. I'm going to make it as public here. So privacy is very important. Question in the interviews. What is meant by privacy? If we make it as public, then other users also can access this question. And private means only the owner to update the question, and public to permit anyone with access to update this particular question. I'm going to make it as public, and this is the question text. I'm going to specify Xerox. Are you ready to face customer interaction? The implementation phase. The implementation phase. Any instructions we wanted to provide, we can provide. So client says that for this particular question, there should be answer either yes or no or none. Only 3 options we wanted to provide options. Out of that, the employee or manager, whoever is there, they should choose only one option, either yes or no or none. Okay. So if at all you want to display this question conditionally, we can put the conditional question. We can go for controlling the question code, controlling the response. It means if at all you would like to define some branching between the questions. For example, for the previous question, if you say answer is this, then I wanted to show this question. Otherwise, I don't want to show this question. It means this question, whatever I'm creating, it should not display directly to the employee. Depends on the previous question and previous question response I wanted to display. It means conditionally display. If at all you would like to go for display this question conditionally, then check this checkbox, otherwise not required. Controlling the question code means the previous question you can put it here, and based on that response, then you can go for it. Score the question. Whenever the organizations wants to have the scoring for their performance, then we can use this score question and we can specify. Let's say we are going to have 10 questions. Out of 10 questions, employee has answered 4 questions, but which are very complex and more weightage. Then we are going to have the score questions and we will set up over here. Okay. So I don't want to have the conditional questions right now, and I don't want to have the scoring also. And response type, yes, single choice from list. Would you like to go with radio button? List radio button with image. If at all you wanted to show the image also, not only the text value, you can use this. And if you want to go for rating model, a response order, vertical or random, you can go for provide here. We want to allow attachments in case, for example, if employee says that, yes, I'm ready to face customer in the implementation phase, that time, if at all you want to show your certifications, we will use this checkbox, allow attachments. And if you want to provide the option to provide allow additional comments, then check this checkbox. Not only the selection, additional comments can be added over here. Okay. So right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to provide the list of values, yes or no. Rating model you can find here, yes or no. This is built-in rating model. I'll show you how to create our own rating model in the next question. The moment when we choose the rating model, system is showing there are 2 values, yes or no. And this is the response code we have. And if at all you would like to show the image, then we can show the image also. Now I want to have another value also here. Maybe some value we would like to provide. Select this. This is how we will go for provide the response type and the values, and we can get these values from rating model. So we have created single choice type of question successfully. Okay. Like this, whatever questions are required, because the organizations wants to have the questionnaire is different for finance department, questionnaire is different for sales department, questionnaire is different for admin department and support department and call center department. Like that, depends on the department or business unit, they can utilize this questionnaire section during the performance appraisal process. Okay, let me go for save and close. I would like to have one more question, but there I wanted to have separate list of values. When you would like to have right now, what we have done, go to profile rating models. Just now we have seen one profile, yes or no. This we have used. Let me go for edit. This is what we have seen, right? But client wants to have separate. They wanted to have one more LOV, then what we can do is we can create separate. Let's say I'm going to make it as skills. Xerox skills we are going to have and provide this description. I would like to say this is valid for 1 year till this time. And what are the values you would like to provide? Here I'm going to specify the rating level and name. Let's say SQL. I'm going to put it as this value and then go for SAP here. And then I'm going to add some other thing as Java. And then I would like to go for add DBMS. These 4 values I'm trying to display as list. Let's go for save this. Okay, short description also, the mandatory field. Go for specify whatever information is required. If at all you want to provide rating for this, you can go for provide ratings. And this rating model we have come across in profile management. The same way we can use it in performance management. Instead of giving the text feedback, the employees or others can use this rating model to provide the rating out of 5. What is the rating like that? So this is the folder Xerox. How many questions we have prepared in this folder? There is only one question we have prepared. Let's go for another question. Make it as active and public. And now I'm going to specify here question Xerox. So here we are going to mention the question Xerox. What are the skill sets improved last 6 months? That's the question. We would like to have multiple choice. We want to give the permission to employee to go for selection, minimum 2 and maximum they can choose 3, not more than that. If at all you want to provide your own values, you can provide. If values are already there, list, we can select. You can get it from here, Xerox skills, and whatever the values we provided as a list, we can get those values here. And still, if you want to go for add some more values, can be added here. RTL Fusion, Cloud, yeah. Like this, we can go for save the record. And folder is Xerox questionnaire folder, and I'm going to save this record. So now this is how the questions can be created with multiple choice options. Let's say client wants to have just only response. We don't want to provide any list of values. We can choose the type as choose the folder Xerox. What are the white papers published in the last year? That's the question. What are the white papers? And we are expecting the attachments. We don't want any response. We don't want any response from the employee. We want it to allow them to go for add the attachments. We wanted to go for allow them to add the attachments over here. Yes. Okay. So here only it will allow us to have the attachments. So no response here. Let me create another question when we wanted to have single choice, multiple choice. Another one is a text type of result or response we are expecting. So we are mentioning here Xerox tell about the consultant. Overall performance. This is the text response expected. And what type of text box you wanted to provide depends on the requirement. We can provide either plain text box or a rich text box, or just providing some date option or minimum value and maximum value. And we can allow them to provide the attachments, allow additional comments also. Right now, I would like to provide a rich text box over here. This rich text box, including attachments, we wanted to provide, and minimum length is 20 characters, maximum we want to allow 120 characters. Let's go for save. So this is how we will go for define the questions, and we are going to have, let me search here the questions, whatever we have defined. We defined 4 questions, 4 different types of questions we have defined. Text response type, no response type, multiple choice, single choice. These are 4 different types of questions. Okay. Now when we go for questions, we will go for display this questionnaire. Questionnaire is nothing but questionnaire template is nothing but a group of questions which we wanted to show it to the user, whatever the way we want the sequence order. That's what we call it, questionnaire templates. Before we go for questionnaire template, make sure that your questions are already prepared here. I'm going to specify Xerox questionnaire template. Status is active, public. And if at all we want to provide any description, any instructions to help the materials, we can provide here instructions. Here we are going to have the sections. So you want to provide these sections in the sequential order or random. Sequential order is nothing but one by one. Random means this values, whatever we are displaying the questions, we can change dynamically, random wise. And section presentation. So if you want to have the sections, we can create, otherwise we can say no sections. And I'm going to prepare a sections here. Let me delete this existing sections. There are two. I don't want to have two sections, only one. So why the sections are required is when the organization wants to gather the information about the feedback of the employee performance. They wanted to capture in three different levels. One is how the employee is behaving with the team members. And the second one is how the employee is improving their personal skills. That is second one. Third one is how employee is able to communicate with the customer point of view. So we would like to have the questions in all these three areas. First section, how is it communicating with the team members? Second one is personal skills improvement. Third one is customer interaction skills. Like that, we can have different sections. How many sections are required? Every section, what questions are required? For every question, what response is required? This all requirement, all this input should be given by the client. But we have to ask the questions. We have to ask the client how many questions you want to have. Do you want to have separate these questions as a section wise? For every question, what is the response you are expecting? Like that, we are supposed to provide. Okay. So I'm mentioning that here, Xerox employee performance section. Within this section, we are going to have the questions. If at all you would like to create a new question, we can create here. Or you want to go for add the existing questions, we can add from here. We have created all our questions in this folder. Choose this, click search button. And then we can use either shift button or control button to select multiple questions at a time. Select this and press OK. And if at all you would like to make some of the questions are mandatory, you can check this check boxes. Yes, these questions are mandatory here. If you want to go for add a new question, you can create and add it here. Remove things can be done from here. Click next button. Go for save and close. This is how we will go for work with the questionnaire template. So we prepared questions first, then we have grouped those questions and we made it as a template. And we can group these templates, it will become as a questionnaires. Go for questionnaires. We would like to have new questionnaire here. Search. This is the existing template we have. Whatever the template we have, that we are going to group it, make it as active and public. Here we can go for add the sections and we'll find the questions. If at all you want to go for add the template, new templates, we can go for add. Click next button. Generally, questionnaire template is required. Questionnaire is not mandatory here. So it's up to the requirement. We will go ahead with the built-in option. We'll go ahead with built-in option. Okay. So this is questionnaire section. Whenever the organizations wants to have the questionnaire section in the performance template, these are the three setups we are supposed to perform and include in our performance template. Okay. All these details we are supposed to gather. We call it as a questionnaire related with the performance management module. By using that questionnaire, we will ask our client the sequence of questions and gather that requirement and prepare this, and we'll go ahead for the implementation. Okay. Thank you.